everyone. Happy Wednesday and welcome to another episode of Real Talk Atlanta. We are your hosts, Taisha Renee.
I'm Ashley LeRae.
River the Realtor.
And Nika W.
And as always, we're excited.
We're bringing that.
We're excited to be here. I feel like we said this every episode,
week.
but like this episode
It's this going to be
We got a lot to say.
It's gonna be a good one. But before we get into it, we do want to just, give a shout out to someone who has impacted our life in a positive way this week. They say give people their flowers while they're here and not while they're gone. So let's give somebody their flowers.
Yes, I have to go first because I am giving a shout out to you three ladies.
Oh my God.
I moved into my house this week, kind of. And baby, these three show up locked and loaded, okay? Taisha was in my closet like, Goodwill, like sorting through everything. And then when I moved into the house, Ashley and Nika, they both took a closet and like color coordinated the whole closet.
Obviously, she's spoiled.
Right.
Yeah,
You didn't lift a finger.
Spoiled.
Princess River.
I've been living so well, picking up my outfits every morning. So thank y'all, because it would have still been in the box.
Of course. Anytime, girl. Well, I'm going to give my shout out to you for finally moving into your house.
Congratulations. Almost.
We almost there.
But she did it, y'all.
Yes.
I'm proud. My shout out this week is to my support system, like my family, just because, sometimes I do be treating them like they don't exist because of work, but they do come out every time. Like they come out every time and support me.
Show up and
So
show
I'm
out.
Show up with my family. Yeah.
And that's what we need. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to give my shout out to Auntie Linda. For those who don't know, Auntie Linda is the client care manager for our team lead, Ariane. She's our client care manager.
Right.
But Auntie just is always there. She knows when I'm off balance, and we talk, and I just get my life back in order, and that's what I need. So shout out to Auntie Linda for always getting me together.
Yes.
Okay, now we done gave our flowers. I'm so excited. Can we jump into?
Can we get to it?
Let's just get to the nitty gritty. So, if you haven't, everyone has been talking about iBuy companies. Like, they are all over the place. Some good news, some bad news. So we're going to talk about it today. We're going to let y'all know, like, what are these iBuy companies and what you can expect for them, mostly as sellers, but also as a buyer, too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So first of all, what is the iBuy company? Like, how do you explain it to someone who's unfamiliar with it?
Well, for me, I kind of explain it as like an untraditional buying company, rather. So they're usually large companies or large entities that come into neighborhoods and buy up a lot of houses. Sometimes they buy them to resell them on the market, and sometimes they buy them to make rental properties in certain communities. But they're just large corporations and entities that come into neighborhoods and purchase homes like in an untraditional all cash kind of way.
All cash.
Right.
They
And iBuyer. Sorry, I was just going to say iBuyer stands for instant buyer for those who don't know. So like you said, these companies, they're backed by Wall Street. So they're investors and they will come in and basically just ask or offer a seller instant cash on their home to sell it.
And y'all know y'all love instant gratification.
Okay, y'all love that fast money. But is that always the best money?
Not always the
that's
best.
the question
No.
we're here to answer today.
Oh, we're going to answer it today. We're going to let you know. So while, of course, we're going to get into why they probably aren't the best option, let's talk about the pros for someone who it may possibly be a good option for.
Yeah.
And I say that very lightly.
I'll say, I think the only good thing or why certain sellers may gravitate towards iBuyer companies is maybe if they need to move quickly or sell their home quickly. Obviously, they will purchase your home instantly. And if money isn't a big issue for them, if they're open or willing to sell their home for under market value. You know, that's the only thing.
Like if something randomly happens and you didn't plan for it.
Right.
Okay.
You need to sell your home
really quick.
It's very convenient
to be able to sell your home in 10 days. If you wake up and you have a job offer in another state and it's like, we need you to get here. Okay, I need to hurry up and sell my home. They make the process so easy for someone who may not want to go through the whole long term. List your house, stage your house, do the listing agreement. You go online, you fill out an application. They say, congratulations, here's $300,000. We'll take it. Like,
Right.
It doesn't leave you with much to do as a seller. So it is a very convenient way to sell your home.
Right.
And these things with these iBuy companies, I feel like they're really big on sales. So they train their people to really sell you a pitch to make it sound really, really good. I mean, if you hear them, if I hear a call from them, I'll probably go that route as well if I'm not educated, because I've seen and I've been in situations where these companies, I've seen their work and they're really good at selling you a good pitch. So that's the first step, I feel like, with them, that they're gonna draw you in to make it seem like there are so much pros than cons when really it's not.
Right.
So
it's so easy. You literally can just go online, like maybe type in your address, and then within, maybe a couple hours.
Yeah, a couple hours they send you an offer. And
Exactly.
it's up to you to, decide if that looks good to you.
Nika makes a good point. The people that are going to be talking to you, they're sales agents. They're not realtors.
Okay.
And they're very persistent.
Yes, they're there to sell you on a service and a product. They can't tell you what's going on in the market. They can't really give you insight on what's to do or not to do. They are sales agents.
Right.
And they're doing what they're paid to do.
Exactly.
Honestly, that's the only good thing about them. For me. Unless y'all know something that I don't know.
Well, go ahead.
My thing is, I feel like from a perspective of a seller, right, that has a property that they really want to get rid of, without having to go through the process. And I want to word this correctly. Without having to go through a process where it might take longer, it might comes where they actually spending more out of pocket to kind of like, help the buyer and make sure that they're doing a fair transaction, right? So there's a lot of people that have been in their properties, and the properties is like literally like a mess, right? So these iBuy companies really do give them an advantage to really like sell them the property, and they're like promise them like, hey, we don't want any repairs, we don't want anything,
because they can buy it as is.
We buy it as is for instant cash. Like, it sounds really good. So for these sellers where they're really in a situation where I need that extra money, it's not about like how much I make, but basically just give me anything. That's a pro.
Yeah, because they don't have to fix anything. They do take it as is.
And I think one other thing that's kind of like long term, but I do think it's helpful, is when these iBuyer companies come in and they purchase homes with the intention to rent them out. Right. The reality of it is everyone cannot purchase a home, and then especially people who have small kids, grade school or high school age children. Everything is about zoning. You want to be in certain neighborhoods to put your kids in. So what if every neighborhood, home in a neighborhood is for sale? It forces you out of those neighborhoods because you can't afford to buy in there. But they do buy, and they rent these out to people who still want to be in these communities and kind of maintain living there. So that for me is probably the biggest thing. It is giving people some chance to have affordability in certain neighborhoods where they couldn't purchase in.
Look at you teaching me, 'cause I didn't know they did that. I thought they just go in and buy and that's it. The rental option.
I had a listing earlier this year, and we ended up going with one of those companies. They bought it, power washed it, cleaned it. Some stuff we probably could have did ourselves, but they flipped it as a rental, a high rental indicator.
Interesting.
But
was the rental like above, like renting above market value?
Definitely above market.
Right. It's like that can be a good thing and a bad thing, because I feel like the con with that is, of course, they're getting money up front. But little do these sellers know, they're leaving money on the table.
Okay. So much money on the table. Let's get into that.
Yes.
Especially the recent news with losing money. They literally just had a lawsuit. Well, they literally just had to pay. They got sued. Well, one of the iBuying services. First of all, one of them went out of business last year. Another one this year just got a recent lawsuit because for basically making sellers think that they were making a profit, but they were actually losing thousands of dollars if they had went the traditional route. They had to pay $62 million.
That is crazy.
Because they basically deceived the sellers, making them think that they were getting market value above market value. But really, these companies, they come in and they lowball you. They do not purchase at market value. They come in and they lowball you. And because you're not educated, or because you don't know what the homes are selling for in that market, because you don't have realtor.
Right.
You think, oh, that looks good, when really you can have so much more.
Because if you're pressed for cash and someone's like, listen, I'll buy your house, I'll take it exactly how it is, I'll give you $120,000. Who's not going to jump on
Right.
that? Especially when times are getting hard, people who are still getting on their feet post-pandemic, you're going for it. Like, you're not thinking about it because that's life-changing amount of money.
Right.
But they're not educated on the market. You're not educated on the market. And now look at you.
Right.
Oh, I have a great story for this. I've been
time.
waiting to tell this story
Give it to
because it was unbelievable. I feel like that's when I really saw like the iBuy companies, and sometimes these companies, they might put the property on the market. Sometimes they work off market, right? So in this particular case, actually, they took my listing. I had a seller.
You
Yeah,
lost a
I had a
listing to
seller.
them.
I lost a listing to them. I had a seller. I actually had a cash buyer for her property, but we knew her, like we kind of knew the property beforehand. So she wanted to sell it. Of course, I wanted to represent both the seller and the buyer. So we wanted to put the offer. I did my CMA. The property was actually valued around like $380. So when I was willing, to put in an offer, and she's like, contact my agent, whatever. I contacted the agent. He's like, yeah, the property is around $380. That's probably what. So we started negotiating. Then shortly after that, the agent, I was like, okay, like, why is he acting like that? But it wasn't really an agent. It was a person that was working for an iBuy company, off market. They actually got the seller to agree to an agreement to they're like, and this is the sell pitch. Oh, we have multiple pool of buyers, investors that are going to offer cash offers. So they didn't actually put the property on the market. They left it off market. And when I wanted to submit an offer for my cash buyer, they wanted me to go through their website to put in an offer. And every time you put in an offer, you have to pay them a non-refundable fee of $1,000.
Wow. To submit an offer?
Who's submitting it? Who's paying it?
The buyer, whoever wants to submit a property,
just to submit the offer.
When we went to the website, the home was listed at $315,000.
Oh, $315,000.
$315,000. This is the only thing that they're going to give to the seller. So they had everybody in their pool to bid. First of all, you had to pay $1,000 to bid on the home, and then you had to
you said non-refundable.
Yeah, so they already promised her $315,000. So all the rest, they're getting money on that because people are bidding like, oh, $315,000, this is a good deal. It's a huge property in Stone Mountain. Like, it's a great
40
deal.
offers, you done got $1,000.
40, exactly. 40,000. 40 offers, you only got $1,000. Plus, they bid overpriced for this price, and the seller is only entitled to $315,000. Plus, so I was trying to tell the seller. So, I knew a middle party. My client actually knew the seller. I'm like, hey, can you tell her, even if we're not offering on the home, that she's really losing money? Like, it was really sad because she really needed it. So she went with them, and she was like, so I don't know what they told her. She was like hypnotized with what they told her. So
that money talk.
Yeah, she was like, no, they said that they have multiple buyers. I'm like, when you put on the market, you get to reach 1 million of people. Like, you get to reach all of the buyers on the market. But then they only had 100 investor buyers. So then
her loss.
Listen. For her to, if she had a higher offer and she wanted to bring them, she wanted to say, hey, like, I don't need you guys' services anymore, then she had to pay them like a fee
to use them
to break that
get
contract.
out of the contract.
Wow.
Scammers. You're not getting as much as you can get, and they making so much money off the back end.
That's horrible.
And
I
you
think
don't
that's
know
the importance of having a realtor, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Because I think the thing is, like, we make money off commission. So if nobody else wants your house to sell for top dollar, we
want to sell it.
We want to sell it for top dollar.
It's like, we want to see you make the proceeds. We want to get paid properly. So working with a realtor and just getting that education piece is really, really necessary. These iBuy companies are going to scam you. They
are.
Take your money. And when you see it go back on the market for $50,000 more dollars than you, it's like,
and you're like, what? I could have had what? It's not your house anymore, you know? And then in addition to them lowballing you, they are charging you these fees. Like, if your home, so they purchase it as is typically, but sometimes I think if it's like a major repair or something like that, they'll like charge you for that and take that amount out of whatever they offered you. So if they offer you $300,000, but they're like, oh girl, you need a new roof, they're gonna take about $20,000 out of that, and now you're getting $280, but they're not even gonna fix it.
Yeah.
I feel like when I see listings and they're through those iBuy companies, I'm like, listen, if you're willing to do work, great. But most times those houses are in bad condition. They literally buy it as is and sell it as is.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Like when I see virtually staged.
Sage, listen.
You already know.
already know.
I don't even want it.
Yeah.
I don't even want it.
It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
Exactly.
They will buy a house that's run down, put a little virtual shag rug.
Okay, this is what it could look like.
Right. See beyond.
Yeah, see
And I'm
beyond.
like,
see the
no, I'm
vision.
looking at it and I don't like it.
Yeah.
In the
I don't
pictures,
like it at
they
all.
look okay,
The
but you
photos
get
look
there and
good.
you're like,
You
what?
smell mold. You smell like that
Literally,
mold.
they all smell the
smell.
same.
You open the door, it's like
You
hit
know.
like-
You can smell an iBuy
Yeah,
home
you can smell an
from
eyebrow.
down the street.
Smell like, do they use the same like air freshener?
Right. It's not because of that. It's because it sits on the market after every transaction go through their due diligence
They are on the
period.
market for a
They're back on the
while.
market. They will
Yeah.
be back on the market for the
Okay.
100th time, and they do not care.
They do not.
Okay.
But you ever go and check the list and you know you can see how many times it's gone back on the
Right.
market.
Yeah.
So my clients send me stuff. One of the first things I do is check the history of it.
Right.
If it says back on the market pending, back on the market pending, this is an inspection issue.
Right.
We might need to stay away from it. And I think I see it a lot of times with these iBuy companies. I mean,
Yeah.
like we said, lipstick on a pig. They will literally buy something, just kind of scamming everybody in the process.
Right.
It's pretty sad.
It is sad. If it's too good to be true, 9 times out of 10, it is too good to be true. These companies are taking from everybody. You know, they're taking our listings. They're taking money from sellers and buyers. It's just insane to watch. It's crazy.
And in addition to that, they also charge a transaction fee,
Yes.
which
I
is
think
basically like
commission.
commission working
And
with an
that's the thing.
agent.
They tell you, no commission required.
Right.
So
the
they kind of change those words.
Sales
People
pitch.
get commission.
Sales
So,
pitch.
I don't want to use a realtor because I'm not going to pay commission.
You gonna pay? You probably
pay-
pay
you
more.
paying commission.
To be honest,
All right.
You
Change
pay
that
that
up.
commission. We just gonna call it a
And then
transaction.
some.
Right.
I've seen some companies say like 7%.
Yeah, exactly. That's the most thing I see. Is it's
Seven.
usually 7%
Yeah,
for
and
them.
standard for us is 6% for both sides.
Right.
Yeah, trust me, they pay.
Take notes.
one way or
Listen.
another.
That's sick. Oh my.
I think they worse than like the Atlanta credit card scammers. They might be worse.
No, they're taking like whole properties.
Yeah,
They're like,
like
serious.
And making home ownership less attainable for people that actually deserve to go through that process. Like,
Yeah.
this is one of the reasons when people ask, like, why is the market where there's no inventory? This is like one of the main reasons why inventory is kind of low, because all these cash buyers, iBuy companies, are going to buy all the properties cash, and now the people with the financing, they're struggling.
Yeah,
Right, 'cause
exactly.
They don't want to buy it anyway. You go
Yeah.
in there, like we said, it smells how it smells. It looks how it looks, and no one wants it.
Exactly.
So now you've done that, but it'll sell eventually.
It will.
But
And that's what's causing like this inflated price of homes.
Right.
They come in, they buy up all these properties, and to Nika's point, like that is affecting our buyers. When you buy all these different properties in the same community, you taking the value from 320 to 370.
Right. Quick.
So now those people who are in that price point, they can no longer afford to live in the communities that they've long time been in.
Right.
I will say at least last year, I mean, I had clients shopping for 5-6 months because we're steady getting beat out by cash offers. It makes it hard for buyers to like really attain home purchasing.
It really
And
does.
this is one of the reasons why they crashed. They're doing it too quick. They were buying too many.
yes,
all
they are
that?
all like about. Maybe they'll be non-existent.
I don't know. I don't know.
Look, 11 guys.
Please. I swear, I think like the main agenda for these companies is just to manipulate the market. That's really like
Exactly.
their agenda.
Exactly.
That's all they're trying to do. Like you said, they buy and hold. I'm convinced a lot of the homes that we see on sale right now or for sale, they're never going to be for sale again. These companies are buying them up. They're going to hold them and as long as they can. And another thing that they do is when they sell homes for more than the market value. I mean, when you think about it, like as agents, when we have our buyers who want to buy a home, the first thing we look at is the comps.
Right.
We're going to see what the last home sold for. So if they're buying homes $20,000 over what it's worth, they can say, hey, look at the comps. This house is worth this much because that's what we purchased it for. They're just manipulative.
manipulative, and we
I
don't
hate
like
it. I hate to see it.
And I feel like these companies are like trying to tell a story that like real estate agents are not needed, and it's not true. I wanted to say it's cap. It's cap.
It's cap.
It's
Right.
cap because real estate agents are always going to be needed in any side, sellers and buyers, because one, like we said, they're not going to make sure you get the maximum profit, but we are.
Yeah.
Will it take a little bit more time than it would for, an iBuy company? Yes, because we want to come in. How does it look? We know what buyers are looking for.
Yeah, we have your best interest at heart.
Yeah, we're going to make sure that you set your house up for success.
Yeah, what's that saying? Rome wasn't built in a day.
Okay.
Right. Honestly, if you just hit the ground running doing absolutely anything, you're going to get absolutely anything.
Yeah.
That's just the truth. When you take your time and like really go through the process, because purchasing and selling your home is not something that just
it's supposed to be super quick.
happens.
Right.
it just doesn't.
Yeah.
If you want to be super quick, your profit's gonna be super slight.
Right.
You're okay with that, then by all means. But I think the idea that realtors are gonna be non-existent, I think it's crazy.
It's
Very,
It's fake news, ladies.
fake news.
No, interesting. That's interesting.
I just can't believe they had to pay $62 million.
Listen,
We have.
I don't know who they paid it to.
They better put these houses back on the market.
Okay, I want to know what's going to
Pay for
happen
'em.
because now you see the houses that are listed by iBuy companies. They're giving these like agent bonuses.
Yes.
Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
If you look on the private list,
Yeah, can we?
they're giving like 5,000 selling agent bonus on top of the usual commission. Like okay, at first they cut it, and I think they just increased it a little bit, like from 2.25 to like 2.5 plus this bonus on top. We're like, okay, you need to get rid of these houses. Sound like to
a
me.
good point. iBuy companies' commissions have always been lower.
They've been lower.
Right, been lower.
They do not
That we're used
care.
to seeing.
They're greedy and stingy.
That's the two. Those are two type of people I hate.
Yeah.
Right.
Hate
How
to see
you
it.
both?
No, the commissions were substantially lower. And then to your point, they're doing bonuses, but then they're also offering like closing costs.
Right.
Which last year I was, please help them. Like,
Please
you had
just
to
fix this
literally
light bulb,
beg,
please.
Like, okay, it's a ant in the corner. Can you kill it? No,
Not
it
an
come with the
ant.
house. Like, they were not doing anything to help our clients achieve home ownership. It was just like, no, if you don't have it, this is not for you.
Right.
And now it's like, you get a house, you get a house,
Yeah.
you get a house.
They
So it's
flying off the shelves now.
literally.
And I've seen that with my own eyes. I went under contract not too long ago. One of these iBuy companies, because it was a really great potential home for my buyers. But then when the inspection came back, we were like, wait, what is this? Then we started asking for like, okay, if you guys are not going to repair this, can you give us a credit? They came out like, oh, we'll give you $3,000. First of all, it was like $20,000 worth of things to get fixed.
Not gonna
But they don't.
And then after that, we was like, well, $3,000 is not going to work. We're going to terminate. They're like, oh, we'll give you $6,000. Then they came to $9,000. Why did
Crazy.
you offer that at
Give us
first?
the 20.
Right. It's too much of a hassle.
Yeah, it's too much of a hassle.
It's not even worth it. I literally had a client close on a home from an iBuy company who was selling it. And in the inspection report, something came back where the bathroom drawer was broken. And it was a quick fix. Just put something on there to make it slide. Do y'all know it took a month for somebody to come out and fix the doors?
Their services
yes,
are
I remember
terrible.
that. I remember
Yeah,
that.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. The communication is bad. I feel like they're over their heads. They don't have the manpower to even handle all of the work that they're doing. It's just...
And
It's
I think
ridiculous.
that was one of the things that the company that closed or stopped purchasing last year around November said the infrastructure that they had in place was just not the right one.
Right.
And they ended up spending way too much money trying to overbid and, purchase more. But it's like when realtors put in offers, like we said, we did the comps. We're putting it in at this price for a reason. So you trying to trump that because you want this house so bad? Look at you now.
Try
Right.
again. Try again.
No, actually, don't try again. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
I love that.
Okay, y'all. So outside of like what you guys see is like, okay, what's right and what they're doing wrong, where do you see the iBuy companies going? Like, how do you see that affecting the market, whether it be buyers or sellers?
I think one thing I see is them consolidating, right? I do think because there were so many companies, this is a little prediction, right? I'm thinking that some of them are going to kind of join forces and try to figure out how to rebrand this whole iBuy initiative to make it make sense. Like, the part of the reason, again, is that infrastructure. It just didn't work. And I think when like-minded people who have the same type of goal both fail at something, what do y'all do? Put your heads together and try to find something better. So I do think they're going to try to do like a resurgence, kind of bring it back and work with other people. But I do think a lot of the homes that they're sitting on, they're going to have no choice but to start selling. So I think it's going to maybe give our buyers a little
Some more
to work
inventory.
with.
They holding all the inventory. They
That's
might
what
as
it
well.
is. Okay.
Listen, I feel like they lay their bed and now they gotta they make their bed and now they gotta lay in it. Like a lot of times, like, things like that is always going to bite them back. Like, I just feel like, for me, it's just going to keep getting worse for them because, like, that was not fair. I understand the mindset of taking advantage of that market that we had last year, but y'all done took it too far. Like,
now you're going crazy.
Right. So for me, like, predicting, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's next. Like, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know either. I think these companies, they've definitely made a name for themselves. Like they're very, what's the word I'm looking for? They
gained the people trust.
Yes. They've made a lot of
that.
traction in the market. But I think even with this lawsuit, that's going to open a lot of eyes for people and kind of realize it's not as good as it seems like it is, you know? So I could tell you what I hope for. I hope it kind of slows down and more inventory comes. But I don't know. Like you said, these are people on Wall Street, these major investors. It's kind of hard to compete with them, especially because they're so cash heavy.
Right.
So I'm interested to see how this plays out.
Me too. I think it could go, honestly, it's one or two ways. One, they can stop as a whole, just like the last company quit. All of them just quit. Or I feel like they can get together. And I honestly feel like maybe they'll like start trying to like partner with agents. And like have actual agents because I mean it's us who's telling you what the comps are, what this is worth. You know, maybe they'll have some agents and you know get those listings for them.
Right, that would be nice.
Yeah, I could see that. I think part of what they're gonna realize is flawed is that y'all don't have an expert on y'all side.
Right,
y'all are trying to do this based on what you read about and what you know. Unless you're a realtor with feet on the ground, you don't know what's going on in this market.
Right.
So I can see as them changing their infrastructure bring on some agents, bring on some people who really know what they're doing and get these houses. So that's
the right way.
The right way.
The right way. And
build
not
your
the
reputation.
scam way,
Yeah.
the ethical way.
Right. I think that's nice in a dream world, but we gotta remember who we talking about.
That corporate greed is crazy. We in Atlanta.
A dream world would be great, but baby, we're in Atlanta.
Seriously. But just to wrap it up, like, just being honest, you heard the pros. If it's more of a convenience for you and you need something quick, and you don't care about the profit, maybe, you know, that's the route that you want to take. But if you are looking to maximize your profits and you are willing to take the time to do that, work with an agent. Interview your agent. Work with one of us. Call any of us, and we'll get you there. Absolutely. And that's just the long story short.
That's just the real talk.
That's just real talk for Atlanta.
Okay.
Everywhere else, we actually do service all 50 states.
Yeah. Okay. If you need us, call us.
Right.
I think that was good.
Yeah, that's really good.
A good pivot into
I hope you guys enjoyed that.
I hope so too. And shout out to 404 creators who we had already kind of been thinking about doing it based off articles, but they actually sent in a question to our Instagram page, which was like, yes, we definitely need to cover it. So definitely y'all keep the questions coming.
Yes.
And Ashley LeRae.
That was perfect.
Our question
Our real
we'll cover that for you.
Okay, guys. So as a reminder, if you want any of your questions answered on the show, be sure to DM us on Instagram or email us at realtalkatl@gmail.com. We would love to answer your questions. It could be real estate related or personal. And be sure to follow us on all platforms too.
Yep.
Every single one.
Say, keep it cute.
Yes.
Every Wednesday.
Okay, so for today's question, Realtor Monique W. asked us, do you use a sales script?
Oh my God. Is this like in regards to cold calling?
I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking
that. Okay, I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna take it as cold calling, and I'm just gonna be honest that it is just not something that I do, but I should definitely start doing. I did try. And when I tell y'all, I felt like a bill collector.
Yeah.
I was
no,
ready.
get off the phone.
Yeah, I was like, okay, bye. Okay, bye. That's literally what she said. I thought I said no agents call. I said, oh, okay, bye. I don't think, I mean, I've heard so much success for it, but I of course we have scripts from our brokerage they provide for us, but no, I don't use them.
It's a tough pill to swallow. When somebody is yelling at you all day.
Okay.
I took it more so when you said sales script, right? I was thinking more so like if you're, I don't want to say selling yourself. That seems so crazy. Like pitching yourself more so as a realtor. Like, do you have a script when you're talking to buyers and sellers? And for me, I would say I have an outline. They know I'm an outline girl.
Oh, yeah.
I will outline.
She's a natural.
Like,
River writes all of our outlines for each episode.
Ad producer, mini producer to the bio.
Another thing on your hat.
I do like a shell kind of. Like points that I know I'm going to hit. But I'm just such a like off the top of the head type of person. Like
you
I
can sell anything, River. Oh my god!
But like I don't know. I feel like writing a script really limits you, right? Because you might get on the phone with somebody and their energy might be a lot different than your other client. And if you know pretty much, okay, I'm going to talk to you about your neighborhood. I'm going to talk to you about what I offer as services. Have things you're going to talk about. But I feel like when you write a script, you really limit the conversation,
right?
And you limit yourself. You may not get across to that person the same way. Because I'm not gonna. If Taisha was my client and then my mom, I'm not talking to my mama the way I talk to Taisha.
Right.
Like, she's younger. She's like more this. And my mama is a straight shooter. Shout out to Sharia. But she is a straight shooter. She don't want to hear all of that white cabinets and no. She wants to know what's the market value, what's the resale value.
Right.
So I think just
know your clients.
Exactly.
Right. And I'll answer both. No, I do not do cold calls. There's just two things I just don't think I can do because I know myself. And that's cold calling and door knocking. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't think I'm not that agent. No, y'all know me. I don't think I'm that girl. I'm sorry. I can't do that.
Door, Ashley, like, oh.
Right. Sorry, this was the wrong house. I'm sorry. Like,
they gonna come out like this.
Please. Yes, no, I can't do that. But as for a script when I'm like doing a consultation, for instance, like you said, I kind of have an outline of things I touch on, and I make sure I do that, but I don't go down the script like, you know.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The best answer I have for Monique, if you're watching this, is to purchase on Amazon. There's this book called The Book of Yes.
You love that book.
I love that book.
Kevin Ward, right?
It's the book. It has a whole bunch of scripts for every situation in real estate. Of course, I did not memorize any of those things, but when you read through it, you can definitely look and see what things that you can pick. Certain things when people tell you no, when people, trying to shut you down, because that's what happens in real estate pretty much all the time. And there's ways that you can like trigger their minds, little catchy phrases that you can remember from there that could help.
That's
so
good.
That's my advice on it.
And we'll drop that link in the show notes for you.
Definitely.
So you can just go ahead and
just click on it and get it.
Yeah.
I read that book when I first got my license, and I think I got it for free on his website. I just had to like pay for the shipping, so we definitely need to give them that. That's good.
Look at us dropping some gems.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that is another episode of Real Talk Atlanta. Thank you guys so much, as always, for tuning in every single week. Make sure that you are following each of us on Instagram.
Y'all drop y'all ad names real quick for the people.
Okay. You can follow Taisha Renee at @TheReal_Taisha Renee. And I'm going to spell it. So it's TheReal_TieshaRena.
Okay. Taisha Renee. Period. So mine is Ashley Larray. So it's at ASHLEY with 2 underscores and then LARAE. That's mine.
Y'all know it's River the Realtor, and that's on every single platform. River the Realtor on Instagram, Twitter. I wish I had a MySpace, but if I did, it would be River the Realtor. Email River the Realtor.
MySpace great again.
Okay. Yes, River the Realtor on every single platform. That's RIVERTHEREALTOR.
They can't get my Twitter. I'm sorry.
And it's the same for me. It's at NikaW.realestate. Nika NEIKA. The letter W. Real estate.
Period.
Okay.
Period. Of course, we're going to have it in the notes below, and follow our page at Real Talk Atlanta. Continue sending us in questions. Let us know what you want to hear.
Yes.
We're bringing you all relevant information.
Okay.
And let's cheers it out, ladies. Cheers. See you guys next week.
Y'all know what I was thinking? Like, it was all a lie with the iBuy companies.